So in this video we're going to be importing our 3-node FBX file into a bolt on Pedestal. A standalone bolt, no track. Here we have a bolt on Pedestal. If we have a look at our rig model there it is, that many of you have. Here we're going to switch our roll moves straight to roll up. Because we are going to be importing a 3-node camera, I want to make sure that the third node, the up, is actually imported. At the moment we have priority to axis positions. That may change as soon as we do an import because we'll be importing Cartesians. I'm just checking here that this particular version that I'm using has a license set for FBX. There we are. We have an import license there. I can have a look at my ini file and see film box is true. That means that FBX will work. And if I want to, I can also look at my export screen and see that I could export in FBX 1-node, 2-node or 3-node. That illustrates to me that this version is fully licensed to use FBX. So here I'm now going to import. I'm going to find first of all my 3-node file that I imported before. There we are. I'm going to not change any of these now, but I'm going to import that, select the 3-node camera, and there I have an imported file for the 3-node. If I look at my rig model, don't want that warning anymore. I have the blue path of the camera, the green path of the roll up, and the red path of the target distance. So, in order to fit that onto my pedestal, I can see that I obviously need to move in Y, probably by about 3 meters. I need to move in X, and I may need to move down a little in Z so as not to get a job that goes through tilt 90. So I'm going to put those straight in, see if I can put those offsets in. X, let's go 1 meter. Y, let's go 3 meters. Z, I'm going to go down by ½ meter. Import again. And take a look at that. There I am, reasonably within range again. Though I may have to shift that around slightly in order to get that far end and that point to work properly. If I run this, in my interesting, because Flair has chosen to fold the arm under in order to do this. There are two solutions to an import here, and the mathematics can select either one of them in order to get the camera in the correct place, and here Flair has chosen to do the one that we really don't want to use. So what I'm going to do to handle that, I could complain to Simon and say, okay, I need this to sort itself out. But if I go here to my arm and go type in 90 minus, it subtracts 90 degrees from all of these, and that should force my rig to go to the other solution. There we are. So now it's folding over the top. I'm still very close to my extremes. I'm not managing to do that, but I'm getting close to running my move correctly. I have a problem right at the beginning in that my tilt is quite severely underneath there and is actually hitting, and I am not reaching the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use slightly different offsets. I'm going to re-import. I'm going to bring it closer so I have more reach. 0.5 there, and I'm going to bring it down minus 0.7 and re-import. Let's have a look at that. Now this is telling me that it runs through tilt 90, which is occurring because just there my arm is effectively vertical. I can run it, and in terms of positions, just there I'm not quite reaching. Just there I have room still, and if I carry on back along my line there I'm okay. And in terms of the tilt, my start position is good, and at that start position I don't now have the pink showing that I am over. However, I am have a little bit of a problem through the tilt because of the tilt 90. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my import. I'm going to change my 3 meters to 2.9 meters. I'm going to change my Z by coming up very slightly, 0.6. See if that changes my tilt 90 problem. And I seem to have reached the end there. And that is successfully running the move without any interferences or over limits. So I could run this move. Whether it will run at the speed that the client wants running is an entirely different matter. I have this move here. I'm going to try running it. Forward run. This says my arm is under position at position 5 by a factor of 5 at 137. So I may need, in actual fact, 137 is there. Aha! Yes, I'm going to bring that slightly further out. by re-importing with a little bit more in X, 0.6. Let's see if that solves that problem. An interesting problem in that I have solved the problem there, but I may have gone to the limits on there. Let's have a look at see if I can actually run that. Says it's too fast. But it's all in this part here. In order to better run this, I'm actually going to stretch my move slightly using my stretch mode, and I'm going to go from 120 to 150. And I'm going to use a different number of frames at the end, 180 frames, just to see if that will stretch my move and make it more runnable. Better, but not really viable. So it looks like in order to run this move successfully, I either need to change the shape of the rig a little, possibly by having a nodal point much further out on my camera, or I need to take this to a rig that is in fact a bolt-on track, and that may well enable me to run it at the sort of speeds I need to.